Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin and I am part of the renovation committee at Garwood Church. So one of my pastors back home used to talk all the time about how the gospel is offensive and nothing else should be. And what he meant by that is that the gospel can be a hard pill to swallow for a proud heart because it requires us to recognize that even our very best efforts weren't good enough. And so he was really passionate about eliminating any other offenses or proverbial hurdles, if you will, so that people could really just wrestle with the quote-unquote offense of the gospel. And now there's a lot of very practical ways that we can do that, and one of which is the environment we create on a Sunday morning. And so I'd like to invite you to consider being a part of our Pew fundraiser. And while it may sound incredibly boring, to give to something like renovating old pews compared to giving to missions in the Middle East, here are a few reasons that I think we should all consider the importance of it. So I joked that we should take out all of the pews for one Sunday morning, and that would really drive home the importance of having somewhere comfortable to sit. Luckily, Omar vetoed that, so you're welcome. But whether or not we think a lot about it, having somewhere to sit on a Sunday morning is very crucial. So 3 reasons that we should consider giving to this pew renovation project. Number 1, it is a good way to practice being good stewards. The Bible tells us we are called to be good stewards of the resources that God has given us, and He has entrusted this building and this sanctuary to us as a church body. And so the pews are very, very old, but we want to maintain and care for them so that they can continue serving their purpose. My dad is in construction, and he likes to remind us all of the time that it is so much cheaper in the long run to take care of the things that we have and maintain them rather than to neglect them and then down the road have to fix it or even replace it because it's been neglected for so long. So taking care of the pews now is a really great way to be good stewards of them, and it's also incredibly sustainable. It makes them last that much longer. We're not having to throw them out and creating a bunch of garbage. Number 2, giving to this pew renovation project is, again, very, very practical. So on a Sunday morning, we can come in, sit down, and use our energy to engage in God's word, digest Omar's message, pray, fellowship with one another, worship Jesus, rather than having to put energy into standing on our feet and helping our kids stand on their feet for 90 minutes. And number 3, giving to this project, we do it for the people who don't yet know Jesus. So the pews mean absolutely nothing if it's not for the people that are sitting in them. And here at Garwood, our heartbeat is to make disciples. It's why Omar preaches the way he does. It's why our D groups are the way that they are. It's why we end every single Sunday with the encouragement and the call to go out into the world, our workplaces, our neighborhoods, and make disciples. And so we have been incredibly blessed to see God honor that through you guys by bringing your friends and family and neighbors and refugee families to Garwood, where they have been able to meet Jesus and grow in their relationship and walk with Him. And so we do it for all of those people that God has already ordained ahead of time, that He knows are going to come through those doors and hear the gospel for the first time and have their lives and their eternity be impacted and changed radically. We do it for them. When they come in, we want them to have a place that they can sit comfortably so that they can put their energy into hearing and wrestling with God's truth. Sometimes on a Sunday morning, I will daydream about the fact or about the idea of just thinking like, I have so many friends that I love very dearly that don't yet know God. And so sometimes I'll catch myself daydreaming that I look down the pew and it's filled with my friends because they've met and surrendered their lives to Jesus. And so we do it for them. We do it in faith, knowing that God has ordained people ahead of time and that He is going to use Garwood Church to reach them. So there are 3 price points that we're encouraging people to give at. Number one is $150 is enough to refinish a pew seat. So maybe that's for you. Maybe that is for a spouse that doesn't yet know the Lord, or maybe that's for a prodigal child. $450 is enough to refinish half a pew. So maybe that's for your friends or your family or your workout buddies at the gym. And then $900 is enough to finish an entire pew. Maybe that's for your neighborhood, your coworkers, or your extended family. These pews mean absolutely nothing if it isn't for the people sitting in them. And so we do it for the people that are sitting in them today, and we do it for the people that will be sitting in them 3 years and 5 years and 20 years down the road in faith. Lastly, we want you guys to know that there has been so much time, thought, and prayer that has gone into this project. We recognize that asking you to do this is going to be a sacrifice. Some of you will give up date nights or meals out or coffee or getting your nails done in order to be able to give to this project. And so we want you to know that is truly appreciated and that we have been as frugal as possible in considering how this money is spent. So we have sourced our own fabric for the cushions to save money on a retailer markup. We have even got to pick up that fabric in person to save money on shipping. And a lot of time and prayer and thought has gone into what is going to be the most cost-effective and long-lasting solution. So with that, you can give at the link below, and you can select renovation in the drop-down menu to earmark it for the pews. You are also welcome to give by check. Our goal for this project is $21,600, and that is going to refinish all 24 pews in our sanctuary, which seats approximately 125 people. So we give in faith, knowing that God is going to continue to use and bless our efforts here at Garwood, and that He is already ordained who is going to walk through those doors next Sunday, 2 years, and even 5 or 20 years from now. So if you have any questions, feel free to hit reply on this email, and one of our elders will get back to you as quickly as possible. Thank you.